Hallmark. I'm the head coach. I'm happy you're here. Sorry we're a little behind, so I hope we don't keep y'all too late, especially if you're anybody going back to Houston. Yeah, so I apologize. That's what I'm worried about a little bit is you guys. So this time of year we got to get our practices in. So anyway, I'm happy to answer any questions for you guys. I'll start off with a little bit what I kind of think maybe you're thinking. But again, any questions about NIL, scholarships, what do we look for? That's kind of what I want to talk about first. It's the most common question. What are we looking for? At an event like today, where it's a one-day look, and I think I'm speaking for most college coaches when I say this, the one thing we're looking for today is a tool or tools. And when I say tools, what you ought to think of is 5 things. The 2 kind of simplest ones that are very easy to spot is a run tool, so how fast or quick they are. And to give you an example, they'll play a game, I believe. They'll do a little what we call pro evaluation, where they kind of do some stuff to get some metrics on them. And then in the game, when they hit a ground ball and they run to first, we're going to time them. There'll be coaches with a stopwatch. It'll be hard to tell, but it'll be in their hand. They won't make a big deal, but they'll always be just walking around with it. During the summer, you see them a lot of times in the stands. You're looking for something like a 4.2, definitely under a 4.3. Less than a 4.2 would be really, really fast. So that would be a tool. Even if a guy has a bad day today, but he runs a 4.21, we will probably, my coaches that are here, will probably highlight or circle his name, and tomorrow when we're all in the office together talking about this event, they'll say, well, how was the event? I'll say, well, I don't know if he can hit or not. It was only one day, but John Smith ran a 4.19 to first. And then we follow up. That's kind of how it works. We'll follow up and learn more about his hitting and what his body's like and what he plays in the field. So that's one tool. The other one is arm strength, right? So if they're a pitcher, strikes do matter, don't get me wrong. But we're looking for arm strength at an event like this. Same thing with defenders in the field, certainly infielders. If they're a shortstop or third baseman, we want to see some arm strength. The other 3 tools, little harder to evaluate, but I believe you can evaluate 2 of them in a day like today. One of them is exit velocity or just power, like how the ball comes off the bat. So in BP, if it just comes off the bat fast, hard, if they're able to hit the ball over the fence or the warning track, I agree with what a lot of you are thinking. That doesn't mean they're a good hitter, but it at least means they have a tool that not everyone has, which is power or exit velocity. If you were actually measuring it, 100 miles an hour would be really, really good. At their age, if they can hit balls 90 miles an hour and harder, they're doing pretty good. That's a tool. So that's a 3rd tool. The 4th tool that I feel like we can evaluate today, at least somewhat, is this general defensive tool, which again, what you're looking for there is, if you're an infielder, do they just catch the ball clean? If we hit them 5 ground balls, are they caught clean? How does the body move? Does the strides and the gait move easy and loose and free? Or is it a little bit cumbersome? Is it a little bit slow? And then of course the arm, the combination of accuracy with power. These are all the things we're looking for in this defensive tool. As an outfielder, it's a little harder to evaluate outfield defense today, but as you would imagine, we're looking for the jump on the ball. The way I evaluate outfielders on our team, and I don't think any of them screwed up today, but we simply talk about how long the ball was in the air. If the ball was in the air for 4 seconds or longer, it's got to be caught, no matter where it hits. If it hits right here, or it hits in front of that NCAA sign, or down in that corner, if the ball's up in the air for 4 seconds and no one caught it, somebody is not a good defensive outfielder. So again, that's the outfield defense, a little harder to evaluate in a one-day camp. But the rest of those tools can be evaluated today. That's what the guys ought to be thinking about. Show off a little bit, throw hard, take a full swing. Again, I get it, there's a fine line, like you pull your head and all that stuff, but we're looking for tools. The last tool, the 5th tool, it's very hard to identify in a one-day camp, is this general hit tool. Like how good a hitter are they? That takes a while to figure out. give you an example of how we do it. So say we see a kid today, he runs good, he's got a nice body, maybe he's lean and strong and athletic. So next summer, we go watch him, we'll sit on him, right? That's the term, we sit on him for a weekend or two. Coach Aguayo and Coach Butler are our two main recruiters. They'll go out for a weekend just to watch certain hitters. And they're gonna watch that hitter play 4 games, 5 games, hopefully get 12 to 18 at-bats. After that, if they don't swing and miss, so they got 12 or 18 at-bats and they only swung and missed the ball 1 time. Maybe they didn't get a bunch of hits, but they hit the ball in the barrel. They ground it out firmly. They hit some deep fly balls. They don't swing and miss, and they don't chase bad pitches. Now you're talking about a kid who probably has a hit tool. We do talk to high school coaches, select ball coaches, and I'll tell you some great people to talk to is high school coaches on other teams. That's who we try to talk to a lot as well. So if I call Gordy over at Johnson, I might call Gordy about a kid at Reagan. What's he like playing against him? If he says, I don't even know who you're talking about. Well, do I really want him? Like, if Gordy don't know who he is, he hasn't beat Gordy, right? Like if Chapman at Reagan doesn't know who somebody is at Johnson, Chapman ain't worried about him. So again, I'm just giving you info like how this game works. If I call Chapman and I say, how do you feel about so-and-so on Gordy's team? And he's like, I freaking hate him. He beats my ass. Now I want the kid. And not just those two. I'm just using them as an example because they're here, right? So anyway, that's kind of how this whole process works. Yeah, same thing in Houston. I'm from Houston. So I know it's the same conversations with those guys over there.